me say that this is an armchair psychological evaluation of the trolls from the Phalanx Radio Network, or at least some of the trolls from the Phalanx Radio Network. But I include them all in this because I believe to varying degrees it's the truth. This analyzation is based on emails and actions taken by the network of trolls. The first thing you realize when analyzing these trolls is their authoritarian attitude. They are in charge. This is their game. This is their YouTube. This stems largely from being victimized as children by authority figures, most likely their fathers, but not exclusively. When as a young child you are abused, you feel powerless. So you begin to grow up and to align yourself with authority, or even become authority yourself. Military, police, teachers, coaches, etc., etc. YouTube, which remember is only 10 years old, is an anonymous playground for some. So, these people decide to create the personality type they want to be like. In the case of the abused, authority. Anonymity is a powerful weapon for the abuse victim. It allows them to first feel no fear of being punished for their actions, thus emboldening them further. Then, as time persists, they begin to feel safe. They increase their actions, then, seeking out others who have the same views as them politically, religiously, whatever, they begin relationships. Through the process of subliminal or purposeful elimination, abuse victims find one another. Then, through common interest and a feeling of power that comes from belonging to a group, begin to fill the abuse victims with a sense of power. Now, normally this would not be a problem to anyone else other than the abuse victim. But in comes YouTube. YouTube, the technology that allows anonymous victims of abuse to punish others who disagree with their sense of how reality really works. Then they begin to hate their YouTube opponents. They feel threatened by opposing opinions and ideas that conflict with their worldviews. Now, because of having found fellow abuse victims who think the same things, they begin to attack. And as they become increasingly marginalized, and frankly proven wrong, this emotional memory the victim feels from childhood abuse acts itself out on YouTube. And if that doesn't work, their hate and emotion spill out into the real world. The victims of abuse began to anonymously remember, publish their adversaries' addresses, home phone numbers, and even go to their opponent's work, bosses, and family members. Lives get hurt simply because the abuse victims feel like they have no power, just like when they were children. So knowing they will never be held accountable, do whatever it takes to feel powerful again, or feel like they are authority which abused them when they were children. The only way these people have any chance of leading normal lives is to first become self-aware enough to realize you have a problem and what you are doing, and that you need to talk to somebody, a professional, about your childhood abuse. Now, let me just say as an aside about Brendan Hunt. Now, as Brendan has pointed out, there is a homosexual undertone to this whole thing. I don't know how serious Brendan was about it. I've noticed this with comments on my previous channel. They used to leave gay slurs, just some of the most ridiculously juvenile things, but I'm going to analyze that a little bit. And again, this is all armchair analysis. The undertone of the whole gay slurs, gay porn, and even asking Brendan to send him pictures to prove Brendan wasn't gay, coming out of the closet is certainly a difficult thing. But transference, as it's called, is putting your emotions on someone else, thereby avoiding the problem emotion yourself, i.e. Brendan Hunt is gay. In reality, it may be in fact the person calling Brendan Hunt is a homosexual themselves, but they are unable to come out of the closet for whatever reason. Now, not allowing or not being allowed to be who you really are can cause mental, physical, and emotional trauma that must be quote-unquote exercised away. Thus, transference. If you don't deal with your problems and insecurities in a conscious way, your brain's subconscious will, and the results are rarely good for the individual. So in summation, as we go forward, pointing out these stalkers and anonymous trolls, we must keep in mind that they are, in fact, abuse victims themselves, acting out against anyone who they feel threatened by. Sympathy for them may be difficult, if not impossible, but in the end, I think it's sympathy that I personally have for them. Their comments bleed out how powerless they really feel, and it's sad to me. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for listening, and you guys have a great day.